So we start today. I'll just 1 minute. I'll just. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay.
Good
So
morning.
today what we are going to do is I'm going to be showing you three charts. Okay. I'm going to be showing you three charts. One is a what is it called? Jagannath Hora complete layout, which we are seeing right now. One is a complete Jamako layout, and the third chart is a tabulation, which is like a master stroke in remedy. Okay, so today we are going to touch upon remedy to some level, which will be expanding from this point onward. So important session today. So today what I want to do is sorry, and I want to show a live case also, so that also we'll have. So today there are thoda fast karenge. You can watch the video later on, but mainly it is the entire layout which I want you to understand properly. Now, first, before I start, what I want to tell you all is there are two things which, if you get a complete mastery of, or as much as possible, it is going to help you to analyze a chart, because our main aim is to understand the chart first. Always remember, understanding the chart is, I feel, 80% of the task. If you have not understood the chart, you are barking up the wrong tree, in simple words. समझ में आ रहा है? You are literally, I am saying that you are barking up the wrong tree. You are looking जाने का east and you are looking west ऐसे. Okay. So now, if you see this chart which we are observing here, इसका annotation किधर गया? Coming after some time, no, तो ये मेरा सब.
So can we enlarge the screen? It's looking like
1 minute. I'm not able to get an annotation. What is it? I don't think क्या कर रहे हैं.
Manish, you mentioned two things to master. Which are those two things?
Now I forgot. 1 minute. एक मिनट. Just 1 minute. I'm coming after a week, 10 days, no, so everything is changed over there. तो मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Mastering of the first thing is, I didn't tell what I have to master. Is it? Okay. First of all, understanding the chart layout, understanding what we are looking at or looking for. Okay. That is when you are looking up the right avenue. And second thing is that from thing. From this, from that. Karak Tattva is the default that you have to know. There is no way of this thing. Making this big Rashmi, there is a this. I'm just sharing the thing. There is a parallel screen. You will have to make that as the main screen. You understand? In the recording, you will see baju baju mein. Here I've got all small. So you don't look at my face wala screen. Look at that shared wala screen. Okay. So इसमें for some reason this annotation is not working today. My mouse also can't be seen in that. Can you see my mouse in this screen? दिख रहा है क्या? Okay.
Yes, can be seen.
Then I will not be able to annotate. You all make your notations over there because there is some problem here with the annotation as usual. Okay, so I didn't get time to, because I came back. I actually slept at around 3:30 in the morning today and woke up at 7. I was on a flight almost for 17, 18 hours, so I was not able to prepare much.
Manish sir, all okay?
All okay, all okay.
we can keep it short or we can skip the class. Like you if you
I
are
don't
not
want to skip
rested
the
well.
class, neither I want to make it short. Only thing is that ye छोटे hiccups come up because I am at my computer after 10 days. So, and anyway, ये chart दिख रहा है अभी? Can everyone see this chart? Let's
We can zoom it on the area where we want to see. We can zoom it.
make this as your main screen. No, that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 screens. So ये screen को main करो. So this is the main screen of Jagannath Hora. Those people who are not aware of it, when you click on this new thing, this tab comes up. Okay. Now here you fill in the month of that person, date of that person, year of the person का जन्म. time minutes, seconds के लिए normally you leave it 00 और I keep it 1. Gender, which city, इसको नहीं करना है, यहाँ पर इंडिया टाइप करना है, आई करो तो इंडिया आ जाता है, and rest of the world को click करेंगे तो here it will come, so it will come Mumbai, India, whatever, and then you do OK, and then this screen will open up, okay, whatever. Now in this screen, basically you have to do a little bit of resetting to do this, because here you might end up seeing 6 or 7 or 8 chota maps. So there you can right click and just make it as compact view. When you do here preferences or somewhere, it comes as display the entire thing. So compact view mein, what normally I keep is, I keep the Rashi over here and keep the Naumansh over here. These are the two important charts, because Baki ka are all divisional charts. Even D9 is a divisional chart. There are 16 divisional charts, and each divisional chart is zooming into a specific thing. So if you want to see the children, then you will see one divisional chart, parents one divisional chart, career one divisional. Now there is a big debate whether you should get into the divisional chart or see this. Okay, I have tried both things across, and I felt that looking at the D1 chart and at the most the D9 chart is good enough, which is what is called as a village astrologer's technique. में गांव में जो रहते हैं, who are actually the masters in this, they are village astrologers. So they just see the D1, okay, and then they predict on that. So I think that is good enough. As we grow in astrology more and more, maybe we might delve more into that. As of now, this is okay. So D1, D9. Now this is a very important thing where you can see my mouse ka ye. So these are all your 9 planets and the ascendant. This first thing what you see is the degree. इसमें से सब में क्या क्या देखने का, I'll tell you, बाद में आप देखो. This you have to see all the 9 planets. इसके आगे DK, MK, GK, that I'll explain to you, that those are Gemini Charkaraks. So that will come later, but वो भी observe करना है. Then this first point which you see here, 26 degrees. Okay, if two are at the same point, now Rahu Ketu will always be same, but suppose there are two at the same time, then you go to this one, ki Taurus में 6 degree पे. Suppose this is 18.6 and this is 18.22, let us say. So then you know 18.6 छोटा है, 18.22 बड़ा है degree में. But otherwise, you even if you see this, it is good enough. I normally see this. So this degree is required. This is the nakshatra, which is very important, nakshatra, and this is the pada, which will come a little later on. Just now, make it a habit of ये देखा तो ये 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 things you should see, and these 5 things are going to give you a lot of things. Okay, yeah. Then this is basically ये name place के बाद में ये जो इधर का portion है up to kala, not kala, karna, to this point is mostly what we use in Panchanga. So that will come later when I'll tell you all about upagrahas and other things. So as of now we don't need that, but you need certain things like nakshatra you need for getting the Dagda Rashis also you require. So वो बाद में करेंगे. So this is the main screen. You understand? Now let us use this only as an example and see, just as if it is a person's chart, and see what we can understand out of it. Now ये zoom in हो रहा है hopefully. Okay, good. Now in this chart, okay, I don't want you to answer because everyone will answer, it will go too much. I'll just go slowly. I'll ask a question and I'll answer myself. If you don't understand, raise your hand. So here, first thing that we need to see is where is the ascendant. So we have seen ascendant is in R8. Okay. Now there are two ways of looking at it. Many people say that it is in Scorpio, or somebody will say it is in Vrishchik. I have kept it very simple. I look at it as R1 to 12. Jasti of Vrishchik and Tula, because I get confused in that many times. So this is in R8. Simple. There is something called blank chart prediction, which I'll take up in few classes. That is very important, because R8 by default will have something, R7 by default will have something like that. Okay. Now if you see R8 में कौन बैठे हैं? Sun and Mercury. Correct? So how your observation should go, you have to see. One is if you are seeing an overview of a chart, which we are doing right now, and second thing is if you are doing a pinpointed analysis of something specific. So just now let's look at the overall thing. I'm going slow and steady. Second thing, at this point, a very important sutra bolo, technique bolo, whatever, you have to understand that the planet seated in the house will exert more effect on that house than the Lord. म्हणजे इसका डिस्पोजिटर कौन है? मार्स, और ये हाउस में कौन बैठा है? सन एंड मर्क्यूरी. So how you have to look at it is, imagine that there is a house, okay, there is a owner, but the owner is somewhere else. Let's say Bombay में house है, ये owner है, and owner is in Pune, and ये house के अंदर there are two people seated over there. So who will exert more effect on this house? अच्छा बुरा करने, these two people. This fellow can remotely do things. So he's connected, but he's remotely connected. These two people are seated over there. So these two people, if they are bad or enemies of this fellow, they will damage the house. If they are good, they will do good to the house. Okay. This fellow is here, then what happens? See, this is the way you have to analyze. That's why I'm making it very pictorial. This Mr. A is in the house with B and C. Let's say B and C are the tenants. So if B and C are his friends, they'll have a fantastic time and the house will also flourish. So that is how you analyze it in simple word. So अभी इधर अगर देखो तो first of all you have to see कि in this chart where has Mars gone and sat. So from here it has gone and sat in, if you see, Khekda 9th house from there. गिनो नहीं स्वाति, get that thing, खेकड़ा दिख रहा है इधर ना, 1 2 3 1 2 3, ये खेकड़ा right angle triangle दिख रहा है, so 9 उल्टा जा रहा है. So basically Mars has gone and sat in the 9th from itself. Okay, now ये किसके हाउस में बैठा है? मून के हाउस में. Moon is Mars का friend. So okay, Mars is in a comfortable state. So this fellow, he's basically क्या बोलते हैं, health, wealth, happiness, me, I, me, myself, whatever you call it, is in a good condition. Now ये जो बैठा है, what is it called, Moon, ये Moon जाके बैठा है Venus के इसमें, राशि में. Now Moon and Venus are not great friends, but if you see, Moon over here is exalted position of Moon. Correct? So basically it is trying to say that the Moon यानी mother is strong. Surprising, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है मेरा ही आज का कुंडली दिख रहा है, ऐसा लग रहा है. Because my mother in between was a little unwell and now she is strong, so I think it is time to tell me that. So basically the ascendant, actually if you see it from a different angle, I'll tell you, has gone and sat in the 4th Rashi of mother. Okay, so MA मुझे मनीष भी लग रहा है, has gone and sat in the house of mother. Mother is seated in the 11th house of Ichha Purti and gains. Correct? And that person is exalted over there. You understand? And the 5th lord of recovery, Jupiter, is also seated over there. Can you see this? This is Prashna Kundali. And I have just cast it just now to show 844 ka I cast it just now. Okay? But let's not get into that, now my mind will start calculating something else. So let's keep it a blank, this thing. So here if you see, यहाँ इसके साथ कौन कौन बैठा है? Sun. Sun मुझे new beginning, उजाला, new opening, brightness, light, whatever like that. Okay? Is seated there. 11th is what? 11th is the 11th lord of Ichha Purti and gains. 11th is also the 8th house of major transformation. Correct? 8th house of major transformation, 11th house of Ichha Purti and gains. Okay, both of them in what is it called, Gemini astrology, which I'll teach you later. Basically the aspects are different. Kone houses connect to the Kona houses. Okay, Manasi.
Nada, where is your cursor? Where is it?
Is it?
I can see it now.
Sorry, I
I can see it.
on the screen. Sorry. Now you can see. So basically the ascendant lord is seated with Sun, which now just see, actually it's a very funny thing. Manasi might be able to associate you. I'll give you a background and you know. My mother is an architect and she's also post-graduation in management, and she was till last October working in a pharmaceutical company doing clinical trials and all those things. Okay, and she retired from her practice and she started falling ill, which is what I had observed. And now here if you see, the ascendant, okay, is with Sun, which is the 10th lord of career. Okay, 10th lord of career, seated with Mercury, which is the 11th lord of gains from career and 8th lord of obstacles. So the mother, obstacles, gains, and 11th also 6 from 6, which is rogue. Some connection is there. I do not want to get into analysis where I don't want to ask you too many questions, but वो है. But अभी let again keep it aside. Problem मेरा क्या होता है, when I see a chart now my mind starts analyzing. So I have to stop. तो ये जो sun बैठा है, ये first of all you have to see ascendant lord किधर बैठा है. Ascendant lord 9th from itself में बैठा है, one thing. 4th राशि में बैठा है. So basically that script which comes in, that Mars ascendant lord is in 9-5 4 dash moon. And dash आगे करने का तो इधर देखना चाहिए पुष्य. Now you should know पुष्य is Saturn. Okay, पुष्य is Saturn. So the script of the ascended lord becomes 9th house म्हणजे 9.4 म्हणजे 4th राशी dot moon which is the 4th राशी lord dot Saturn. Correct? So that. Now I'm not getting that deep. I'm just trying to do ABCD. Now उसके ये ascendant में कौन बैठे? Sun बैठे. So Sun is the 10th lord. Okay. So when you say 10th lord, immediately your mind should start thinking something related to career, status in society, so on and so forth. Okay. Then you see Mercury. Mercury बोला तो immediately ध्यान में आना चाहिए education, studies, finance. Mercury is what? The 11th lord and the 8th lord. How to see 8th? 7th and crank to the right is 8th. 7th and crank to the left is 6 if you remember. From here you take a equilateral khekda and that is 9. Okay. So ye better. Now you see here second house. This is the second house. Second house mein kon better? So here if you see the 10th and the 11th lord is seated in the ascendant. Or you want to see another way, the 8th and the 10th lord along with the 8th and the 11th lord along with the 10th lord is seated in the ascendant. Can you see that? And what I have been telling her as a remedy is that she needs to make a major transformation. This is remedy. Okay, so let's take this case up only because it has just come out of the blue. Nowadays what has happened is whatever I think is coming in front of the screen. So let me use this as a remedy ka thing and I'll explain the technique also. The 10th lord, the 8th lord of major transformation along with the 10th lord of career, along with the 11th lord of Ichhapurti, both ruled by Mercury which is education, is seated in the ascendant. And ascendant is connected to the 4th Rashi of Mother, and the Mother has gone and sat in the 11th house from itself, which is Ichhapurti and gains, along with Jupiter which is the 2nd and the 5th lord. Can you understand the entire script? So it is trying to tell that the mother should do education related to some hobby of hers. Okay, some hobby of hers. जहाँ केतु बैठा है, केतु is black and white. Black and white is a lawyer बैठा है, which will help her to second house. Second house is, if you remember, 12th house pulls back. Second house lifts up. Second house of lifting up and 5th house of recovery from illness, seated in the 7th house of career or business or work. And her hobby for all these years has been to study law. Okay, and I will share later on because I was in Australia, so I could not do the writing, but I told him verbally. All this was seen in her chart also, and it is coming up here. Huh? So basically, this is how analysis happens and how remedy happens. I'll tell you at the end of it. I'll teach you the secret of my way of remedy. Right or wrong, you decide, but it works for me. ये समझ में how Sun and Mercury. So we are just at the moment observing the chart. Now if you see second house. Second house बोला तो दिमाग में क्या आता है? Income, family, for food habits क्या बोलते हैं? Food habits, speech. Okay, वहाँ Venus बैठा है. Now immediately you have to see Venus कहाँ का lord है? Venus is the 12th lord and the 7th lord. 12th and 7th lord seated in the second house. Okay, we are not analyzing, we are just observing. Saturn कौन से हाउस में बैठा है? 4th हाउस में बैठा है. Saturn rules over which houses? 3rd and 4th. So वो स्व राशि बैठे. Whenever you see a planet, first of all see where it is seated, how far it is from its main house, whether it is exalted or debilitated. Main things to see. Okay, so Saturn is Swa Rashi, so Saturn is good. Okay, Saturn is seated in the 4th house of Sukhastan. Okay, so it is in a strong position. Now if you see Rahu, Rahu is seated in the 5th house. Okay, now at this point only I'll teach you another way of remedy. Rahu is what? Disruptor. Correct? Rahu is a disruptor. म्हणजे वो जो लेफ्ट जा रहा है उसको राइट कर सकते हैं, नहीं उल्टा बना सकते हैं. Rahu is also something which is unconventional, something that you're not doing regularly, something different. It is seated in the 5th house of Soch. It is seated in the 5th house of recovery. So what is it trying to hint you as a remedy? That something in your Soch which will act as a remedy is equal to a major transformation in your thoughts. Are you understanding? So basically Rahu, and if you see Rahu is in Uttar Bhadrapad. Now this is why I keep saying that these things you should memorize. Uttar Bhadrapad basically is equal to Saturn. Because Uttar Bhadrapad Revati, you know, if you want to remember, Revati is all Mercury. Mercury के पीछे Saturn आता है, Suka, Momo, Papo, whatever you have done वो, बरोबर, which Manasya check. So basically Rahu in Saturn, you can look at it in a negative way. I will first tell you the negative way. 5th house of Soch, Rahu of wrong thoughts, Saturn in something which decays. So if a person starts thinking about some, you know, ऐसा मेरे साथ ये हुआ, वो हुआ, इसने मेरे साथ ऐसा बात किया, वो, then that Saturn becomes that kachra, Rahu becomes the negative thoughts, and 5th house becomes the thoughts, Soch. And it is equal to remedy. So if somebody is suffering from something, anything, it may be health, it may be finance, whatever, that is the recovery. So वो recovery में problem आ जाएगा. So how do you do the remedy for this? You change the karak tattva of this. 5th house of Soch, Rahu of major transformation, unconventional something. Rahu is also, by the way, black and white, that sort of thing. So legal भी इसमें आ रहा है, but this is specific इसलिए. But otherwise Rahu is a major transformation and 5th house of recovery. So ये आदमी का अगर देख रहा है, you just cast this kundali just now. You don't have the Jamakal software. You have cast it here. This itself will give you a lot of answer, because the planets will more or less remain the same. The ascendant every 2 hours will change. House will change. Have you understood this Rahu? So in this Rahu only I am trying to show you how to analyze. Now if you see this next two planets, Jupiter and Moon. Now let's take Moon. Moon is what? The 9th lord, seated in the 7th house. ये देखना चाहिए. Immediately you should see your Moon का कौन सा ये. Moon is in Rohini nakshatra. Now if you are by-hearted, you know Rohini is Moon का nakshatra. Moon, if you see her, immediately you should realize, oh, it is in an exalted position. Now there are specific pada, म्हणजे Moon in a Rashi, in a nakshatra, in a pada, where it gets exalted. उसका list मैं बाद में दे दूंगा. If that is happening, that is तो एकदम मुझे plus हो गया. Okay. But in this case, overall village astrology level देख रहे हैं तो this is exalted. Jupiter is always when you see Jupiter, one thing should this thing. Jupiter is called Bhagya. Even in Lal Kitab it is called as Bhagya. Jupiter is oxygen, which is life. Jupiter in Parashari is Naisargik Shubha Karak. So positive. So Jupiter per se, now, even if it's the 8th lord, 12th lord, this thing may not do very good, but at least it will not do bad. If you see Jupiter, you should feel, oh, good, like that. Okay. So Jupiter is again in the 7th house, which is 6th ka second, मुझे getting you out of that rut also in a way, whatever it is. Okay. So Moon का अपन ने किया कि Moon is the 9th lord, seated in the 7th house, 11th from itself, वो भी देखना है. It is seated 11th from itself, and it is seated with Jupiter. Now Jupiter is what? The 2nd and the 5th lord. So what is 5th? Recovery. 2nd is what? Food habits. 5th is what? Soch. So Soch related to food habits is what needs to be 7th understood as told by the opposite person. Opposite person में doctor. Sorry, मेरा mouse नहीं चल रहा था ना. Every time my mouse doesn't move, tell me, because every time I jump the screen it goes up. So basically Jupiter is seated in the 7th house of opposite person. In a medical case, it becomes the doctor or whoever is advising you. It is the lord of the 2nd house of food habits. It is in the 5th house of Soch and recovery from illness. So join the dots now. So opposite person doctor has told you something related to food habits, which is going to help you with your recovery. Okay. Venus, 12th lord, hospital. Hospital में कुछ बताया था. Venus, for all that you know, can relate to milk products. Milk is Moon. Ghee, your butter, your this thing is Venus. And Rahu, again, the Gemini Dasha connection. It is connecting with this, it is connecting this, it is connecting this. So Rahu is connecting to the second house of food habits. So it is telling that this person, my mother, should take care of her food habits, which will help her in her recovery. Rahu, you want to add one more thing to it? If you know your Karatattva properly, is foreign. So this person in a foreign country from her place of birth is on the way to the recovery. बराबर? This is how we look at it. Now this Mars we've already analyzed. Ketu ठीक है, वो राहु केतु axis बोलते हैं उसको. That we'll take up later. Have you understood so far? Okay. Now like any एक ही लेते हैं अभी. For example इधर जो दिख रहा है लेते, चलो moon देखते हैं इधर से. So basically या moon नहीं लेते. Where is that Mars one? Mars is here. Okay. So basically if you see this ascendant lord in D1 has gone and sat in the 9th house. Let's consider this as a D1 chart, somebody's birth chart. Huh? And in the Navmanch, it has gone and sat in the 11th from itself. If you see this, you just put it here. The ascendant lord in the Navmanch is in the 11th from itself. Correct? And it is in the 9th from itself in the D1. Okay? I'll go to the next chart. Now this is another chart I'll share.
So can I ask you something in the previous chart? So you have suggested, like, you know, what I understood, the remedy part key. If she take up something as which was her hobby as this thing, and the changes in her food habits, that will change her the entire thing. Is that?
So on this point, I'll explain just 1 minute. Let me get Pani. Just 1 minute. Okay, now Rashmi mute करो. Rashmi mute करो.
Yes.
सर करियर तो चेंज कर नहीं सकते क्योंकि एक पर्टिकुलर चीज हो चुकी है ना?
Career is never permanent. I was an architect for 40 years. Today I am an astrologer.
No, as a remedial part, I am asking that it cannot be instantly changed, right? It will take time.
When you initiate it, I have seen, this is all observation. I have not read it anywhere. When you do that sankalp in your mind, that's why I keep saying sankalp. When you do that sankalp कि मुझे ये करना है, that thing initiates.
Exactly.
And you start taking corrective measures in that, it starts getting effective. So कितने जुनून के साथ you take up that thing, उतना वो आ जाएगा. You say हाँ मुझे ये करना है, then you do today, and then after 5 days, oh I have to do that, oh वो नहीं चलेगा. करो खट करो. And change of career doesn't mean a doctor becomes a barber, but a doctor actually can become a barber if it is something that he or she likes. No, suppose let's say I am a medical doctor. मैंने 30-40 साल काम किया, मेरे को नहीं कंटाल आ गया. We take my own example, why somebody else. I have been in architecture since 1980, much before I got into architecture also. From 1980, it is like 44 years I have done architecture. मैं थक गया अभी. So teaching which I love, I continue. But I have become an artist. I have become an astrologer. Now career doesn't mean that I have to earn from it. I am not earning anything from astrology, but I am very happy with that. So change of career doesn't mean कि change of entire मुझे हिंदू का मुसलमान बन गया और ऐसा नहीं, इतना कुछ major transformation नहीं. It is okay. Now understand the secret of remedy in a very simple way. If you understand this theorem, which has just come to me from somewhere, I don't know where. If you understand this theorem and you start using it, the remedies will come like this. Remedies in general astrology are varied. Like if you see a general Parashari, they say mantra shastra. Okay. Now what happens is, I will tell you the lopside of it also. Mantra shastra, if you don't do the uchchar properly, the swara properly, the phonetics properly, I don't think they work. And most of us in today's time, where अपना हिंदी भी अर्धवट है, वो तो संस्कृत तो we are killing that thing. Okay, so that Mantra Shastra ek hai, Yantra Shastra ek hai, Yantra, which I'll be sharing with you. I've done a lot of work on Yantras also, so I'll share that with you. Yantra ka also, you know, if you write it on paper, many times earlier I used to do that, now I've stopped it. You write it on paper and then you keep it with you, and it actually starts effective. But after effecting, then you throw that yantra away. So that came to me suddenly some months back. You should not do that. So I'll talk about mantra later on. But yantra, mantra ek ho gaya. Okay. Then like Lal Kitab mein, like Rashmi and all would know, there are lots of Jal Pravaha things. You know the things, what the basic concept of Lal Kitab is, जो planet तुमको तकलीफ दे रहा है उसको जल प्रवाह करो या दान करो, whatever it is. I am not commenting good or bad anything. I am just telling you my thoughts. मेरा इतना ही कहना है कि if you, let's say Jupiter is troubling you and you give away Jupiter as a दान or जल प्रवाह or bury it in the ground or whatever, उसका जो positive, when I tell you my sort of remedy, you'll understand. उसका बाकी का जो थोड़ा बहुत भी पॉजिटिव अपने को मिलने का था या उसको पॉजिटिव बनाने का था, वो अपन नहीं कर रहे. ओके, सो दैट इज माय थॉट. माय सिंपल थॉट इज, इट इज लाइक लुकिंग एट अ पर्सन. लेट अस से आई एम स्टैंडिंग हियर एंड देयर इज वन मिस्टर ए ओवर हियर हु इज शूटिंग बुलेट्स एट मी. देयर आर टू थिंग्स आई कैन डू. आई कैन रन. If I run, he will also run behind me. मतलब permanently we are running like this and he's shooting at me. But sometime or the other it might hit. Second thing option is that you उसका परिवर्तन करो. Change the killer into the healer. Change the killer into the healer. मतलब जो मार रहा है वो ही अगर तुमको बख्श रहा है, ये कर रहा है, आशीर्वाद दे रहा है, तो उससे और क्या अच्छा हो सकता है. Okay, so the technique which I use is, you see a season ball, there is a seam over there. Okay, there is a seam over there. Imagine the left side. Now keep this in mind. Every time I talk of remedy with you all, you have to keep this ball in front of your eyes. That is how I do it. Left side is thorns, kate. Right side is must smooth. You rub the ball on the left side, it is going to scratch your hands and you are going to say that the ball is bad. You rub the same ball on the right hand side, you are going to say, oh, so nice. Ball is the same, na? It is how you are approaching it, is how it is giving you. Simple technique है. So the planet is the planet only. वो good or bad नहीं है. तुम उसको left side से घिस रहे हो तो वो तुमको तकलीफ दे रहा है. Right side से करो तो वाह वाह कर रहे हैं. This is the secret of astrology. How you approach the planet and how you react to the planet is how the planet will react with you. Simple. So ये जो अभी मैं बोल रहा था, later on you see the video and you'll understand. Let us take one only example. 5th house में राहु बैठे हैं. 5th house is a house of recovery. वहां राहु बैठा है, मुझे डिसरप्ट. फर्स्ट थिंग व्हाट अ नॉर्मल अपना ब्रेन में क्या चलेगा, एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट यू टू चेंज योर थॉट प्रोसेस ऑन. व्हेनेवर यू सी समथिंग, that bad will automatically come to your observation, but that bad should immediately change to a solution. So you are never under it, you are on top of it. A situation can get the better of you or you can take the control of the situation. In life, always see a situation, understand that this is the negative that is happening, it is either already happening with me or it is expected, and how immediately your thought should go कि उसको मैं कैसे पलटूं, धोबी पछाड़ जैसे बोलते हैं. So 5th house देखा तो रिकवरी आ गया, because we are looking at a medical case. राहु बोला तो अपने को आया डिसरप्शन. तो फर्स्ट क्या, नॉर्मल 80% 90% एस्ट्रोलॉजी वो गॉड प्रॉब्लम. एक मिनट रश्मि. So basically what should come to you is this ball का secret. You are rubbing the ball from the left side and you are saying that, oh, this planet is troubling you. Immediately your thought should go to the right side of the ball and the solution will come. Hi Rashmi.
On the same lines, I was about to say that that Rahu is more of the technology, the new technology. So if we think of recovery in that way, we should think of involving something more technologically advanced technique that will help us. Maybe through the the laparoscopy kind of a thing that can help you understand.
No, you went off track. You were right. Basically, Rahu is modern technology. Rahu is internet. So the same. Now it's such a funny thing. Actually, I just cast it just now, but I'll show you the chart which I cast when I was there. I told her you do online classes. Rahu is online. 5th house is also online. So again, coming back to the remedy part, 5th house of recovery has Rahu in it. So this together, immediately 80% of the astrologer put a hand up and say, no, problem. What we are going to do is 5th house recovery वैसे रखना दो, because recovery चाहिए अपने को. राहु को कैसे पलटू? Rahu is foreign. Is this person in a foreign from a place? Yes, this person is foreign. तो राहु का एक प्लस टिक हो गया. ये नेगेटिव पकड़ो, ये पॉजिटिव, इधर एक टिक हो गया. ये नेगेटिव बंद ही कर रहे हैं. Rahu is what? Some major transformation. Tick ho gaya. Rahu is what? Unconventional thinking. Like how Swati was saying, she is an architect with an MBA degree and now she is doing law. Major transformation. Unconventional. समझा? 5th house of Soch. Soch में major transformation related to Rahu. That is how you keep ticking. And when that person does that, that is called as house activation, which is the 3rd slide which I will be sharing with you today. House activation. When you activate that house which is getting hit by the planets which are there, that is the remedy. You know, it is Astrovastu is another technique. In Astrovastu, it is many times it is said like that. Suppose somebody is anticipating that he will go to jail, then he is asked to go to a jail ka parisar means environment. Go to a jail ground. Don't go into the jail. Go to the jail premises. Walk around over there. उधर जाके वो बोलते छोटा वो 5 रुपए का बिस्लरी का पानी का बॉटल भी जाए तो ले लो. Consume something over there. Sit over there. Throw that bottle. Don't get it home. And come out of it. If you do that regularly, वो घंटी बच जाता है. That is proxy. कि तुम इतने टाइम जाके आए, तुमको जेल के एनवायरनमेंट में जाने का था, तुम जाके चलो हो गया. You are not going to jail. It is a very powerful thing which I use a lot. Understood? Okay. So we'll go to the next chart. This is a case which I will share with you. I don't think we need to waste much time on that. But here you will see what I want to show you here is how the natal planets, okay, are conjoined with the present gochar, present transit, and how they affect. So if you see the blue में जो लिखा है Rahu, Saturn, Jupiter, ये तीन क्या है? Slow moving planets. If you have done your, see some things now I am insisting that you need to by heart. Like I told you, nakshatra ka wo by heart karo. If you want to know how I analyze it, if you don't want, it is your call. But Rahu is presently in Satabisha, Saturn. Okay, 19 degrees ठीक है. Sorry, Saturn is in Satabisha. Rahu is in Uttar Bhadrapad. Saturn का ना, because you will see either, if you see here, can you see the mouse? Rahu, if you see, you will get Uttar Bhadrapad. It is not going to tell you Rahu, Saturn. You need to know Uttar Bhadrapad is Saturn. That is why I say these things you have to buy water. So Rahu at the most is in Saturn. Again, like a dangerous situation में. Saturn is in Rahu. Rahu is in Saturn. Can you see Nakshatra Parivartan? So in a way, Rahu and Saturn are in a way connected. If you see now, Rahu is Rahu, Saturn, Saturn. समझ में आ रहा है? And Jupiter is in Mars. So Saturn will take 2.5 years, Rahu will take 1.5 years, Jupiter will take 1 year. All slow moving planets. That's why ये तीन major किया है. ये तीन का effect will give you a long time effect, long term effect. The faster moving planets will give you an effect for 1 month, 1.5 months like that. And fastest like moon will give you for 2.5 days. That's why you need to know, if let us say I am having a toothache, do I need to see the big planet or do I need to see something which is smaller? You need to see something which is smaller. Something which you have to do immediately today, aaj ye karu ki nahi. You see where moon is, and in your chart wherever moon is, you decide what you want to do. These are transit of moon related daily predictions. वो अपन बाद में करेंगे. So this chart I will share later on. This is just telling you how the D1 chart reflects in tandem with the transit chart. बराबर? And this is another thing which I don't know whether I'll share this or not, this technique, because anyway, वो बाद में देखते हैं. This is the yantra. So there is a technique which I have decoded how to read this yantra, because there is no methodology given कि ये कैसे आ रहा है. But somehow I managed to decode it. I'll share that with you. And this is the mantra. Okay. So any planet which is giving you trouble, when you go through this and analyze it, I don't want to spend time on this just now. When you read this, you'll realize maybe for him Saturn is giving him the problem. इसका career related किसका case है? But Saturn इसका हाँ अच्छा okay. इसका career में lot of obstacles are coming. Okay, he's a multi-crore business, but lot of AR है, lots of loss and profit. So basically, ये study करो. He is supposed to draw this visually in front of his eyes. I'll show you the technique later on. And he is supposed to recite this mantra on and on. So what he is trying to do, he is trying to please मुझे मस्का नहीं मार रहे, but please Saturn, or trying to approach Saturn and trying to tell Saturn कि मुझे पीड़ा मत दो, मुझे मेरा भाग्य positive कर दो, something like that. Okay. Now this table is a master table. Okay, and I'm going to tell you how your action can affect your elder brother's son's life also, or your elder brother's action can affect your father's career also. Okay, abhi let me first go to a sample chart. ये sample chart देखो सिर्फ. Okay, now if you see here, अभी जरा थोड़ा ध्यान दो. It is very simple, but if you get this thing is okay. This is the ascendant. This is the father. 9th house, correct? If this is, let's say, me, my career, my 10th house is my father's second house. So my father's second house will be his income or his bank balance, and my 10th house is my career. So a random thing, the minute I start my career or I make some major transformation in my career, it is going to hit my father's second house. From here, this is my mother. From here, it is hitting the 7th from my mother, which is again her husband. You see the connection here? So whenever I either start my career, end my career, make a transformation in career, do anything happens related to my career, it is going to hit the second house from my father, which is his income, speech, food habits, whatever, and 7th house from my mother, which could be her business, her career, her daily income, tuck, 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 tuck. The secret over here is, suppose let us say the father's food habits suddenly change. Suppose suddenly he stops eating. He doesn't want to eat. So we start seeing कि father के chart में second house किधर है, उसका lord को कौन ठोक रहा है, ये देख रहे. That is it. What I'm trying to tell you is now, which I told you on day one, if you have to repair a car, you cannot go into the garage with a screwdriver. You have to have all the kits. I am teaching you different methods of approaching a problem. You approach a problem. 10 में से 9 might not give you a solution, 1 might give you a solution, or 10 में से 5 might give you a solution, which will be more of a confirmation. So यहाँ अभी ये जरा समझ लो, I do something related to my career, my father's second house and my mother's 7th house is affected. So in a way, this is also a Gemini aspect, the Chara to Stirakala. So it is, let us say it is affecting my father's food habit. अभी उल्टा देखो. A person comes to you and says, my father's food habits have certainly gone for a toss. मुझे negative हो रहा है. Or alternative can be, अरे he was not eating, he has suddenly started eating. बराबर ना? Something related. Good bad अपन नहीं बोल रहे अभी. So a person will come to you and say, अरे my father's food habits have gone for a toss. He is not eating properly. Or somebody might say, अरे इतने साल से नहीं खा रहा, suddenly started this thing. First thing you can do, like off the cuff बोलते हैं सर, कि just see his food habits are your 10th house. Have you done any change in your career? He said yes. Till now I was doing only this. Now I have started doing this. That is the remedy. So if something is gone for a toss, immediately see from this chart which I'll share with you just now, ki whether you have activated that house in some way. Whether you have activated, your younger elder sibling is activated, your spouse is activated, you will come to know in 2 minutes now. So basically, if somebody comes and says that yes, this is a problem, immediately see this. Now see this chart. Rasmi, follow.
Going on the same lines, like you said that this is the chart of your mother. So if you want to analyze it in a way that you have done something, no?
This is not my mother's chart. This is Abhika Prashna Kundali. It fell into place. Like I keep saying.
So say for example, it is, since it is falling in place, can we see it in a way that you have done anything that has changed her, or no?
मे भी, पर मेरा करियर में तो अभी 1 साल पहले तो नहीं चेंज हुआ ना. आई रिटायर्ड फ्रॉम जनरल आर्किटेक्चर 4 years बैक. तो वो अभी लेट्स नॉट गेट इनटू दैट. यू आर एनालाइजिंग द चैट जस्ट नाउ. आई डोंट नो वो आया सामने और मैं दिमाग रुकता नहीं इसलिए मैं बोलते गया, बट अदरवाइज आई शुड हैव स्टार्टेड एनालाइजिंग यू नाउ. आई होप आई एम नॉट कंफ्यूज्ड यू गाइस. ऑल ओके ना? हाँ ओके. अभी ये चार्ट देखो. इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल चार्ट. आई शेयर द JPEG also with you, but you can also do it yourself. This is me, okay? This is my second house. This is my third house, my fourth house, my fifth house, my sixth house. So if I do some major transformation, 8th house, it is affecting second house ka 7th house. Abhi let's take simple case. Let us take 11. Let us say मेरा कोई elder sibling होता था तो नहीं, इसलिए पकड़ रहा हूँ. So if I make some changes in my food habits, okay, it is affecting my elder sibling's 4th house. Okay, so let us say elder sibling का 4th में सुखस्थान, let us say, okay, or home property, or purchase of a property, or anything related to property. So maybe look at it ulta, the elder sibling buys a new property and it affects the jatak ka second house, where suddenly that fellow might start earning. Now elder sibling का 5th house, correct? Elder sibling का 5th house. Elder sibling 1 2 3 4, sorry, 1 2 3 4 5. I have a child, my elder sibling's 7th house gets activated. Either देखो. I think you are getting confused. This is, let's take Kalpurush only, okay? This is me. एक मिनट okay. This is me. This, I have a child, मेरा 5th house gets activated. My elder sibling's 7th house gets activated. दिख रहा है? नहीं समझा? महेश, not understood?
Elder sibling is 11th house.
11th हो गया ना ये. कालपुरुष कुंडली रहे. कालपुरुष.
अच्छा, okay, fine, yeah.
कालपुरुष कुंडली में this is the first house, that is me. I have a child, my 5th house gets activated. I have a child, my elder sibling's 7th house gets activated. My mother's 2nd house gets activated. My father's 9th house gets activated. My younger sibling's 3rd house gets activated. My son's 1st house gets activated. My wife's 11th house gets activated. ये दिमाग में आना चाहिए. That's why the first lecture में when I said that that 4th house is mother, 6th house is close relative, 7th is spouse. ये जो 5-6 जो अपने immediate के हैं ना, उनका पकड़ में आना चाहिए. Then you can go deeper. That this is the wife's elder sibling. So when I have a child, the spouse का elder sibling का कुछ तो भी activate हो जाता है. नहीं समझ में आया? If I have a child, this is my spouse. Spouse say 11th is the spouse का. So let's take a simple example here only. Then we'll go to that chart. Let us say. So let us say from here. Let us say this जातक falls ill. तो ये house activate हो गया. I hope you can see my mouse because I can't annotate here for 1 minute.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
6th house of rogue in Ripu.
Are these annotations seen? This red thing कि नहीं दिख रहा है ना?
नहीं, पहले zoom in दिख रहा था सर arrow का.
नहीं, it's not. I was trying to see whether these annotations are working.
We can only see your mouse, that's it.
Okay. Mouse दिख रहा है ना? Okay, sir. So
Yes.
this is the Jatak, Kalpurush Kundli. This is the Jatak. This is his 6th house of rogue. इसका now see it in both ways. Okay, he falls ill. म्हणजे his younger siblings 4th house has got connected, his mother's 3rd house has got connected, his spouse का 12th house has got activated, his father's 10th house has got activated, his elder siblings 8th house has got activated. That is why that from is very important. So उल्टा देखो ना, his elder siblings 8th house has got activated. Suppose his elder sibling, let's say, becomes a gambler, 8th house of unearned income, labadi. He starts doing gambling, or he starts doing some labadi, lapachapi. ये जातक का 6th house gets activated. This is the first step of remedy, to find out what action of you or your immediate distinct has activated an event. It is very powerful. So if let us say spouse का 12, spouse has traveled abroad, ये शायद बीमार हो सकते हैं. अभी every time होगा कि नहीं होगा, that is the second little advanced step which I am not getting into just now. It's not that every time the wife goes abroad ये बीमार गिरने वाला है. That depends on gochar also. Just now we are not getting into it. So the wife travels abroad, he falls ill. Okay. The mother does some documentation, he may fall ill. The younger sibling buys a new vehicle, he may fall ill. Okay. The father does some change in his career, he may fall ill. So when you see जातक का 6th house, ये बाकी के लोगों का क्या आता है, rather than whacking your brain, is seen in this chart. So अभी ये same thing what I told you, see, a fellow falls sick, ये 6 नंबर का सिर्फ कॉलम देखो. Okay. Younger sibling का 4th house एक्टिवेट हो गया. जस्ट नाउ आई टोल्ड younger sibling buys a car. मदर का 3rd आ गया. मदर का ये देखो तो 4th हाउस में 3rd में मदर डज सम डॉक्यूमेंट. ओके. स्पाउस का 12th एक्टिवेट हो गया, मींस ट्रैवल्स अब्रॉड, बराबर. देन 9th मुझे फादर का 10th हो गया, जस्ट नाउ ऐसे फादर डज समथिंग इन द करियर. 11th इज एल्डर सिबलिंग का 8th हो गया, मे एल्डर सिबलिंग स्टार्ट्स गैम्बलिंग. So this table at one instance will give you what it is. So, Swati, by the way, you were asking a question, मैं भूल गया.
सर मैं यही पूछ रही थी, जैसे आपने बोला कि एक पर्सन के एक्शन से बाकी को इफेक्ट पड़ रहा है, तो हम रेमेडी भी दूसरा कोई व्यक्ति कर सकता है इसके अगेंस्ट में ना?
Yes, you can activate a remedy for your mother or for your anyone. So let's say चलो तुम्हारे देखते 4th house. Okay, 4th house का 6th house, मुझे 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 6th house. Mother का 6th house becomes, not like that. If this is the ascendant, mother का 6th house कौन सा पहले देखना चाहिए? Mother का 6th house becomes the 9th house, no? 1, 2, 3, 4 is the mother. Mother says 7th and 6th becomes your 9th house. So if the mother is unwell, your 9th house has got activated. Or you look at it in a different way. चलो वो थोड़ा complicated था, I didn't want to say, but चलो बोल देता हूँ. You look at this as the mother chart. कौन, जैसे उदयन कौन है पकड़ना है, like that you have to understand किसके बारे में. मदर, तो you consider this as the mother's chart. मदर इज अनवेल म्हणजे उसका 6th हाउस, ये कॉलम एक्टिवेट हो गया, 6th कॉलम. यू आर द चाइल्ड, सो योर 5th हाउस, म्हणजे द 5th हाउस वांट्स टू डू समथिंग, तो 5th हाउस इधर गया तो 2 आ गया ना. So the child, if the child activates his or her 2nd house, it in turn affects the mother's 6th house. So now I don't want to get into any detail, but Swati will understand what I'm saying. If the child, okay, the mother is unwell, the child का addition to family म्हणजे something related to marriage, something related to income, something related to food habits, बराबर समझ में आ रहा अभी? उसमें कुछ अनबन है तो मदर फॉल्स इल.
It's correlating me also.
I know your history, geography, biology, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ. मैं जास्ती नहीं खोल रहा because, but anyway, there is the, मुझे frankly speaking, ऐसा कुछ अपन लपाछपी नहीं करते हैं. Hopefully we are not doing any लबाड़ी का work, so it is fine. But वो है. This is how you see. You make this chart as that person's chart and then you put it like that. So let's do simple just now. कि native is unwell. Let us say क्या बोलते हैं, let's say 10th house of his business. Here you see 9th, बरोबर. 10th house में 9th आ गया. म्हणजे the भाग्य of the career or something 9th house related to his career में कुछ उसने change किया. Something. Maybe he has suddenly started going overseas for business. हाँ, मानसिक है.
So if we go back to the previous example, which is mother's 6th house, Rogrin Ripu, that act as her child, for example, I'm 5, so that activates my 2nd house. And that can be whatever, it can be income, it can be food habits, whatever. So let's go with income. So maybe because I say decided to resign, right? My income was impacted, therefore her 6th house was activated.
Yeah.
Can it also mean that I can take up another job and
You become 9. You don't become 5.
or because of youngest?
You are 7, you are 9. So your 9 over here comes to 10 over here, which is your career. Again, that's what I say, no, all the roads lead to Rome.
So it could be that because say I gave up my job, she got affected, her health,
Correct.
which is the say cause.
Correct.
Can, if I take up another job, it will then undo her health issues? Okay.
So I'll give a little background history. I don't know whether you know. She's my youngest sister. There's one more in between. Both of them and their families are in Sydney with my mother. Okay. So she becomes the 9th, right? I become 5. 6, 7 becomes the next one. 8, 9 becomes this one. So she had resigned between 2 jobs. So एक job छोड़ा था, दूसरा लेना. She was in 18, 19, 20 years in one organization. वो छोड़ा था. So what happened is mother's illness. You go all the way down, 9th house of the 3rd child, got 10th houses got activated. So something, I am not saying good or bad, something related to the career of the 3rd child is connected to the 6th of the native. So she resigned from the work and her. So as I now get one thing very very clear out of your head. This person should not take the onus of blame कि मैंने नौकरी छोड़ा इसलिए मदर बीमार पड़ा. Sorry, वो नहीं है. It can be the other way around also. The mother fell ill or started falling ill and the job went off. वो भी हो सकता है. So never take the onus कि वो मेरे को बेटी हो गई तो मैं करोड़पति बन गया, बेटा बन गया तो रोडपति.
I was about to ask the same thing, actually.
It is not destiny, but it is trying to tell. See, astrology, according to me,
Linking.
is a complete calculation of links. It is all a link. कौन कब कैसे करेगा अपने को नहीं मालूम. वो जो आनंद का जो डायलॉग है कि वो हम सब कठपुतली है, कौन कब क्या करेगा अपने हाथों में नहीं. वो you know some big dialogue is there which I think that
Anand picture.
आनंद में वो केशव मुखर्जी में वो क्या उसका जॉनी वॉकर से. So fantastic dialogue. So it is not. You just see the link. Do not try to become some great this thing कि मैंने ये किया इसलिए वो नहीं. And always at this point of let me tell you, please don't let ego come here कि मैंने ये किया इसलिए remedy हुआ. Please, sorry. If that ego comes to your head, this will stop working for you. हाँ sorry.
सर एक और चीज हो सकती है ना, जैसे मान लीजिए मैंने कुछ किया तो जरूरी नहीं है कुछ नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ही होगा, हो सकता है एक्टिवेट होके कुछ पॉजिटिव हो जाए.
You will see the recording again. I have very specifically said I have said activated. Good or bad depends on a lot of
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
हाउस में कौन सा लाइक फर्स्ट सेंटेंस विच आई सेड टुडे, वो घर में कौन कौन बैठे, तुम्हारे दोस्त उधर बैठे तो वो दे विल मेक यू फ्लरिश. बराबर ना. हाँ रश्मि, हाँ ओके रश्मि, हाँ बाय बाय. हाँ. So basically what we are trying to see is, let us talk of one case only and then you do it across everything. ये चार्ट है ना has to be one of that person. You don't see 6 sorry किधर गया 4th हाउस में मदर, उधर से 1 2 3 4 5 6 ऐसे करेगा तो 6 पे ही आएगा. This chart, if you have to understand properly, this I realize just now you all will make that mistake. This chart is that जातक का chart, not your chart. if you are talking about yourself कि I have fallen unwell, so you see your 6th house and then you see the repercussion. Suddenly you say that the mother is not well. इधर से 4th पकड़ के उसका 6th पकड़ तो वो 60 आ जाएगा. If you are, चल example लेता हूँ, let us say anyone wants to talk about the elder brother's career. तो ये chart becomes the elder brother. So this becomes the elder brother. Elder brother's career will be either 7 or will be 10. 7 by 10th from 10th. Barabar? 6, 8, 10, 12 have got something or the other. 8th from 8th is 3rd. 10th from 10th is 7th. 6th from 6th is 11th. And 12th from 12th is 11th. So 12 छोड़ दो, but 6, 8, 10 ये तीन चीजें है ना उसमें आ जाते हैं. 4th भी आ जाता है. 4th from 4th is 7. So 4th from 4th is 7. All even numbers. 6th from 6th is. No, Swati, what is it?
Nothing, nothing.
Mute करो.
No, nothing, nothing.
Mute करो. So 6, 4, 6, 8, 10 ये 4 ही ये रहते हैं जिसमें वो क्या बोलते भावत भावम जास्ती हो जाते हैं कि 4th from 4th is 7th, 6th from 6th is 11th, 8th from 8th is 3rd, and 10th from 10th is 7th. Okay, so this becomes the elder brother's thing. So elder brother का career में अगर कुछ गड़बड़ हो रहा है तो you have to see 7th because it is the 10th from 10th. And 10th is the career. Bhavat Bhavam is 7th, 10th from the thing. Whenever you see 6, 8, 10, 4, 6, 8, 10, ये इधर ध्यान रखो. So अगर उसका career general देख रहे हैं तो अपन उसका 10th house देखेंगे. अभी you are the younger sibling मुझे 3rd house आ गया. So basically something you have done related to your 3rd house, which is connected to the 8th house. मुझे let us say you do efforts towards gambling. or you sign on a document which has got some fraudulent things involved, कुछ लबाड़ी कर रहे, तो it affects this fellow's 8th house. ये अगर समझ में नहीं आया तो tell me just only because नहीं तो पूरा entire remedy को तुम लोग वाट लगा दोगे. पहले बीमार है उसके ऊपर और ये करो. So
this chart is really good. Have you created it?
Yeah, everything what you see I have only created. I don't take any ready-made stuff. So this I don't think is made anywhere. ऐसा किधर है नहीं. This theory is not mine. This theory is a age-old theory. But it is, you realize in some time, you have not seen the amount of, I've got TBs, terabytes worth of charts and this thing. Ashwini and Chitran know that they have come many times to my place. So I've gone on changing. Anyway, that is what Rahu comes to my help. Now, if you say, let us say you are talking about your child, and you are talking about your child's career. So this becomes the child's career, let us say, becomes 10. Okay, now let's look at it a positive thing. कि child का, let's say I am the father, मैं I have to see the 9th one. Okay, 9th one, 9 row में इधर जाके देखो तो ये 2 हो गया. So very simple thing. If I change my food habits, it will affect my child's career. I am not saying good, bad, anything. I am just telling you what it is activating. So if you want to do a remedy, let us say your child's career is having some obstacles, and you with a sankalp change your food habits or your speech habits or your communication. Okay, because you can't change your income. But suddenly you can't make plus or minus. So what you can change, you change. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier. कि जो change कर सकते हैं उसको बात कर दो. So if I change something in my food habits, in my speech habits, it will affect my son's career. So this is a master chart which I'll share with you. ये देखो इससे मान पड़ा. हाँ मान से.
Does it, because we are talking of the second house and the Karak Tattva, does it mean that anything related to second house, so if I change speech habits or food habits, or I even decide to change my job, okay, so it doesn't have to be specifically food or specifically.
Yeah, that's what I said. No, there are 300, 400 Karak Tattva. You still like, suppose second house mein it is addition to family. I can't suddenly go and marry another one and get a मैंने addition to family किया तो अभी इसका हो जाएगा, उल्टा हो जाएगा ना. I might be kicked out of the house. So you have to see second house का मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, which is in my control. I can control my speech. I can control my food habits. Okay. I don't know. There are so many things. Now second का you can say, then you go into the deeper thing. कि the second house becomes the 8th from the 7th. So 7th is my wife, 8th from there is some major transformation. It is the second Rashi over there of income. If some major, I don't know, okay, just try to go along with me. Kal Purush Kundali. 7th house is my spouse. 8th from there is the second Rashi. That is the second house for me. So 7th spouse, 8th for her is major transformation. Second from there is income. If my wife makes a major transformation in her income, that is also activating my second house. That is in turn activating the 10th house for my son. नहीं समझा ना? This is astrology. जुगाड़ पूरा. अब इधर दिख रहा है. I'll make it simple. This is me, काल पुरुष कुंडली. This is my spouse. We have to activate my second house, no? Because my son's 10th house is my second house. Now just see this. This is tricky, but if you get it, you will get the entire thing. My spouse का 8th house we have to activate, which is the natural second house or second Rashi, whatever you have to call. So my spouse makes a major transformation 8th in her income. It affects my son's 10th house also. So either I make a change in my second house, let's say food habits, or my wife makes a major transformation in her career incomes. It affects the child's 10th house. This is one very strong way of doing remedy. Swati.
It means that if at all we are going from left to right, any of the house, we have 11 options to change in that.
Yeah. 11, 12 options. No? All this you can do. But
Sir, 11,
not 12 options.
11 na?
11. You have to see the column.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
So I'll tell you. So basically what she's saying, let us say this is the mother's chart, let us say. And mother is unwell. So this becomes mother's chart. Mother's unwell becomes 6th. So 6th column dekho she's saying. Barabar na? That is correct. So 6th column mein mother ka first born child is 5th. So he can do some change in his second house. The second born child is 7. He or she can do something in her 12th house. Third child is 9th, or the father is 9th. 7th is also the spouse. 9th is also the father. The father can do activate something in the 10th house. Her elder sibling is the 11th house. He can do some in the activated 8th house. Her younger sibling is 3rd house. She can do something in her 4th house as a remedy. That's what you're saying, na Swati?
Yes, yes.
You have got this entire thing. Now you see it a different way. अब ये सेकेंड में तो कोई नातेवाईक नहीं अपना, रिश्तेदार नहीं. So her second house का 5th house is getting activated so that the 6th house is activated. So she herself in her food habits, in her soch related to her food habits is her remedy. I'll explain again. This is the mother. This is the mother's illness which has got activated. बराबर Swati? समझ में आ रहा है Swati? So I am seeing all this. So I showed the son, younger sibling, spouse, elder sibling, done. Second house का अगर you want to use 11 का 11, let us say just for the sake of it. So second house is what? Her food habits. Third was her younger sibling. Second is her food habits or speech habits. वहां जाके छठे के नीचे क्या बैठे? 5 बैठे. So 5 is what? You can say food habits related to her hobby also. अभी hobby food habits का लगेगा तो अलग है. Some people want to cook. Some people have a passion for cooking. 5th house is hobbies. If this person starts cooking, 2 is not just food habits. Food is also income. See, this person, suppose some people are there who are very passionate about cooking. They say that if I am with them down, but I cook like that, I feel very good. I have had people say that. I can't understand that, but maybe it is possible. So if this person has a hobby related to second thing of food habits, if this person starts cooking with relation to food habits and also second house income, she herself activates her 6th house. But 1 minute, अपन 6th house नहीं कर रहे, अपन 5th house करना है. We have to activate her remedy. If you activate her 6th house, you are going to make her more ill.
illness.
So basically, this basically you have to activate this fifth house. We need to activate the fifth house of hers. So mother is unwell, उसका सिक्स्थ हाउस हो तो ये उसका कॉज हो गया और ये उसका रेमेडी हो गया.
Now got it.
Something like that. That is how you do. So you study this, and what you do is now, don't look at it as a remedy. Look at it as a like an analysis. कि let us say my father is unwell, तो ये फादर का चार्ट बना दो. फादर का अगर रेगुलर जनरल इलनेस है, छोटा मोटा ये क्रॉनिक इलनेस है तो 8 पकड़ लो, हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड है तो 12 पकड़ लो. फादर इज लेट अस से हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड, तो 12th में सब डग 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 देख लो. तो फादर का फर्स्ट बॉर्न इज 5, तो 5 का 8th इज लीडिंग टू द 12th ऑफ द फादर. बराबर. So have you done something, activated your 8th house that could have initiated the father's 12th house? युगा तोंडार का लग्न होते ओकार येते का? तुझं सेकंड हाउस बंद करून का बसलो?
और उनको अगर ठीक करना है तो कौन सा कॉलम देखेंगे सर फिर अपन फादर केस में?
फादर का
म्हणजे तुझं सेकंड
फादर केस में
हाँ कम अगेन.
तो फादर केस में आप बोल रहे थे कि 8th देखेंगे 12th देखेंगे, तो वो तो इफेक्टिंग जोन हो गए, और अगर उनको ठीक करना है तो कौन सा कॉलम देखेंगे फिर?
Fifth, na recovery. Na. See 6th, 8th, 12th. See 6th will be that person general unwell, सर्दी खांसी, टुक हो रहा है.
हाँ
8th might be something chronic, heart,
राइट.
kidney related, whatever.
12th हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड.
This is already hospitalized or hospital like zone. ये कुछ भी हो गया तो there are two ways of looking at it. अगर hospital है तो you can activate his 11th house, which is the anti-12, and you can activate 5. See, I'll tell you one secret over here. ये ध्यान में रखो. This is how I have lived my life. If there is a problem and you attack it this way, the problem might get deflected. Now you will feel it is gone, but it is there. You attack it from all angles, it has no way to move out. Always, whenever there is a problem and you want to squash the problem, attack it from Dahi Disha, from 12 directions, 10 directions. Dahi Disha बोलते हैं all 10 directions. North, south, east, west का 8 है, ऊपर नीचे पूरा उसको पैक ही कर दो. So just by doing the 11th, वो थोड़ा सा हो जाएगा कि he is in ICU, he might come to the ward. But you want to get him home and start running. Look at it from 11, look at it from 5, look at it from, if 12 is there, then obviously 6 or 8 is there. Most probably it is 8. Activate the 7th. So you activate in the 5th, you activate in the 7th, you activate in the 11th. Will hit that issue from all angles and squash it. This simple. You understood? This is remedy. So remedy may first of all understand that ball ka principle, that is the most important principle. You are rubbing the planet in some way. That is why it is hurting you. Planet is not bad. Because see, maybe Mars is doing something bad for you, but Mars is maybe doing extremely good for me. So how can you say, you will say it is bad, I will say good. Who are we to say good or bad? So planet is not good or bad. It is we who are rubbing it the wrong way and saying that fellow is bad. So that is the first thing. Second thing, basically see the chart and see whether the 6, 8, 12 are in any way affecting that person का first house. First house mainly कि उसको वो किधर problem हो रहा है, या first house से जाके 6th house में बैठे whatever. Third thing is when somebody comes, this chart if you have like by the side, you can immediately make out कि ये उसको जातक ही बना दो, and he says that he is having some problem in his career. So directly पहले career को ही देखो इधर. And just see this and relate to the things. If you want, I'll highlight the relatives का things and give if you want. Like 3, 5, 6. There are few houses जो अपने relatives का रहते हैं. But उतना अभी I think you should be able to do that. So immediately see this. Third thing. And then there are various other ways which I think of, which I will, as we go on, I'll tell you. But this is the remedy thing which I wanted to tell you. Now we have understood how I do remedy. Okay. Anyone has any questions, or we can wrap up? All okay?
The chart is really good.
Yeah. So I'll send you the chart if you want. Make a print of it or write it down yourself. And एक चीज मुझे बताना है, when like for example this chart which I've shared with you, if you just see it like this and you analyze it and you do it, वो 50% ही दिमाग में जाएगा. You actually draw it out, the chart will start talking to you. And I'm not talking about any hocus pocus sort of a thing. It actually starts talking when you start relating to it. Like ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, एटलीस्ट बचपन में बोलते थे, if you read it aloud, your eyes are there, your ears are there, your mouth is there, your mind is there, you understand it better. Like ऐसे इमेज देख रहे थे, इधर टीवी का आ रहा है तो दिमाग में थोड़ा जा रहा है, mind is floating somewhere else and you are reading. So like that I have realized this also. हाथ से draw करो या कंप्यूटर करो, जो भी करना है, पर मैन्युअली करो. Draw this chart again, and wherever those arrows are there or whatever is there, or every time I share a chart, you put your arrows, you put your marking over there, and it takes. Mahesh and Shivaji might know, even Ashwini, in our that Jamakol ka chart group, I actually keep highlighting everything. Give me 2 minutes, the door bell. Hello. Come. So what we'll do is now, this case I'll share with you. Okay, this present case, उसका career related case है. Or maybe I'll send another chart where I've done lot of notations. Okay, because I do a lot of notations. So I'll send you a D1 chart where we have done analysis, and I'll send you one Jamakol chart where I have done all the analysis. What I expect out of you is you draw this manually, make all the notations, and जो notations कर रहे हैं, because normally what I do is I do all this in pen and all the analysis in pencil. So if I made a mistake, I can erase it. Planets will not go wrong, your analysis can go wrong. So ये chart pen से करो on a blank sheet of paper. Pencil से जो भी मैं notation करो, either notation करो and analyze it. And add this theorem to Jamakol. Jamakol में, you know, some of you are there with me since before, like Swati and all that. I have dared to venture out of the regular, and lots of things have opened up. Today, that Nakshatra thing, you won't believe, is telling me so many things. Me, it will tell you also. I am not some great thing. That Nakshatra thing, with these people have been saying no, are telling me so many things. So that's what I am trying to share all that with you. You also do that, it will help you also. Anyone wants to say anything? Could discuss करना or any questions? Doubt?
सर ये वाले केस में आपने इंडेक्स फिंगर के साइड में ब्लैक वो स्पॉट बनवाया है.
वो अभी भूल जाओ.
अच्छा.
That is that I'll have to think whether I want to share the technique, not for any secrecy or anything. It might not work for everybody, so I'm holding back. If I get the intuition that I need to share, I will surely share. I don't hold back anything. But if I share something which is going to be detrimental or harmful, then it is better I don't share. My reason for not sharing is only that कि किसी का नुकसान नहीं हो जाए. Whatever I know, what I'm teaching you, frankly speaking, it might look like a pat on my back, but I'm teaching you so much. I have so much in my head. But if I teach you all this and you're not able to digest it, or you with half knowledge you do something, it might
half
be
knowledge.
detrimental to the other person. So I do not want that to happen. So I am taking it step by step. Once you come to that level, I'll take it to the next level, next level, next level. And when you come to my level, I'll go to the next level. Earlier, I joke बताता हूँ. I have devised a art form of my own, which is based on what we learned in architecture in the 80s. You know, it's a technique. So I have devised an art form, which I call Dudescapes. And you know, there are various things which many people don't know. Art को लगता है ऐसे किया तो art होता है. So I used to teach that for almost 5-6 years. I have taught many people that art form. So एक group था इधर, very close to where I stay. There were 5-6 senior ladies, not senior, but 40s, 50s में. So one lady जरा आगाऊ बोलते ना, ऐसे था वो जरा थोड़ा over smart. So once she told me कि sir, you teach all your techniques openly. I said yeah. What is there? Because I feel that if you are capable of handling it, you will handle it. No? So she said that look, then one day we will be equal to you. So I told her two things because all the other ladies were shocked. It is insulting. How can you tell a teacher that I will be equal to you? कितने भी तुम लोग टीचर से आगे भी जाओ तो फिर भी अपन टीचर के सामने humble रहते हैं. So whatever. So I said two things. One is if you come to my level, I will be extremely proud because I have trained somebody to come to my level. And I said the minute you come to my level, I'll see to that I go to the next level. I am not the one to be pushed back. I will always take one step forward. You come to my level, it will be a push for me. So I'll be very happy if you come to my level because I will increase my skills and go to the next level. तो वो ऐसा थोड़ा घमंड भी उसमें कि never to take a step back. Anyways, तो ये करो. So what I was telling you about that nakshatra thing in Jamakwalka thing is, if you start adding all these techniques into any one technique, it is like you are attacking the situation from different angle. तो Jamakwal में भी ये table add करके देखो. It will give a result. कि let us say somebody is in this problem, you can immediately see कि Kavipu कहाँ बैठा है. So if Kavipu is seated, let us say in the ninth house. Ninth house is the third from the seventh. Immediately you can ask, has your wife signed some document? You understand? Kalpurush Kundi pakad lo. Udayam is in Aries. And this fellow has come with a problem that, let us say, the father is unwell. So like I told you earlier on, Kavipu will tell you that story, kisko ठोक रहा है. So let us say Kavipu, just for discussion sake, is in the ninth house. So अपन क्या बोलते हैं, हाँ, Kavipu ninth house catching, let us say Jupiter, तो हाँ, तो मुझे father is unwell. अरे पर उसका cause क्या है? तो use this. Kavipu in the ninth house, from the seventh house क्या होता है? Third house. Wife could have signed some document. Ninth is related to some financial or big money. उसके वजह से हुआ होगा. From the fourth, it becomes the sixth. You can ask, is the mother unwell? Or have you bought a new car? You buy a new car, fourth house gets activated. Fourth house is sixth, basically is the, like that, you add this technique into Jamakwal also. That way it will help.
A is equal to B, B is equal to C, law of relativity.
That's what.
Sir, one question. There's a continuation. So doesn't the dasha system come into effect of the individual? Or
see, that's what I'm saying now. Various angles. One angle is what you're saying now, dasha. So Mahadasha, Antardasha, mainly. मैं भुक्ति जिसको बोलते हैं, वो देखो तो ऑन हो जाते हैं. That will give you one. Sometime back I told you, when you dahi disha se attack, 10 में से 9 might not give you a result, 1 may give you a result. That's why you need to know 10 techniques. 10 में से if 5 give the result, you will see that all 5 will come to the same point. Your Jamakwal will also tell you that thing, Venus is affected. Your dasha, like for my mother's, her kidney ka issue, her kidney is Venus, her Mahadasha of kidney is on. When I do Jamakwal, किधर ना किधर तो भी Venus का either राशि आ जाता है, Venus itself comes or Venus comes as a nakshatra, वो affect हो जाता है. Venus is basically, so like that, so from all angles it will come down to that point. And then okay, this is the problem and this I need to know. So like today the tabulation which I do, I have not named it, but I will, let us say, let's call it an associative chart. It is associated, na? My first house is associated to my younger siblings' third house or whatever. Sorry, my third house is associated to my younger siblings' first house, so on and so on. Let's call it an associative chart. So the associative chart will tell you what could have activated this event. Like that. Jamakwal will tell you. Your Rashi, Dasha system will tell you. Your Gemini ka Gyati Karak will tell you. This is what I have not shared with you. That is a very powerful thing, which I use a lot. Gemini में there are, ये अपना स्थिर कारक बोलते हैं. मुझे स्थिर कारक is basically what we say, Jupiter is पुत्र कारक, Moon is मातृ कारक, so on and so forth. And there is Chara karak, which is used in Gemini Dasha, where there are 7 karaks: Atma karak, Amatya karak, Bhrate karak, Matru karak, Putra karak, Gyati karak, Dara karak. So उसमें से Gyati karak is 6 से 12. So that is affecting something. Then Gemini Dasha, Gemini का aspect वो अलग है. That also tells you a story. Why I'm not telling everything is basically ये सबको negate करके वो solution आ जाता है. That's why the dot and all I'm not telling you. It is not just saying कि इसको fifth करने का तो fifth पे dot कर दो तो हो जाएगा. You have to negate 10-15 points and then you come to a conclusion which is not simple. And that's why I'm saying when the time comes I'll share that with you. Okay? Chalo, I'll upload the video and we'll talk later. Huh? Chalo, see you. Bye.
Thanks, Dada.
Bye all of you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.